Excuse me. Could I get everyone's attention, please? Could you gather around? I've got something to say. Everybody, we're about to embark on quite a journey.
Oh, it's a sensation. The public is screaming for more.
More what?
Talking pictures, talking pictures.
Oh, it's just a freak.
Yeah, what a freak. We should have such a freak at this studio. I told you talking pictures were a menace, but no one would listen to me. Done?
This reading event, Filmtastic February, is brought to you by Roy, Duncan and me, Annie. Welcome to this fun reading event that's taking place in February. And it is all about the reading of film fiction or film-related fiction and non-fiction. There are prompts, but they are not really a must. They are more like a guideline to help you choose what is out there. This is the second year I am hosting this reading event, so at the end of the video I'll leave a link to a playlist of the books I reviewed last year. So the prompts, I know, by the way, that a lot of you are doing the Read What You Own challenge, but I can assure you there is a lot of film and film-related fiction and non-fiction free and available on Project Gutenberg or the archive.org. So you don't necessarily need to buy books when you want to participate in this fun reading event. But the prompts, the first prompt for week 1 is a novel turned into a film or a TV series, or novel about the film industry. And for a novel turned into a film, I am going to read the graphic novel The Extraordinary Adventures of Adele Blanc-Sec, and I am also going to read the first Doc Savage novel, because I found out that in 1975 there was a film adaptation made of this, and this looked really like a fun adaptation. I haven't read the novel yet, so I'm curious if I like that. But you can also, like I said, there is a lot of classics free and available on Project Gutenberg. Think, for example, classics written by Alexandre Dumas, or the Bronte sisters, Mary Shelley, Bram Stoker, the Jane Austen, of course. Well, there are lots and lots of classics that have been turned into a film or a TV series. Then for novel about the film industry, I am going to read Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. And this is, I hear very good things about it. And this is a horror novel with dark humor in it, and I'm all for that. So I'm looking forward to reading that. But like I said, you can also read, for example, The Player by Michael Tolkien, which was also adapted for film, by the way. I've watched the film. I can highly recommend it. I haven't read the novel, but for example, you can kill two birds with one stone. But there are lots and lots of other novels about the film industry available on the archive.org as well, which you can borrow. And the prompt for week 2 is biography or autobiography, or a non-fiction book about the film industry. For biography, I am going to read the biography of Marion Davies. And Marion Davies was a big film star, Hollywood film star, back in the 1920s and 1930s. So I'm a huge fan of her. She was actually, I admire her very much. So I'm looking forward to reading that. But there are a lot of on the American Archive, a lot of biographies you can borrow out on the archive.org. Then for a book, non-fiction book about the film industry, I am going to read all about stunt people in the film industry. So I'm looking forward to that because I don't know much about that aspect of the film industry yet. Prompt for week 3 is novelization or movie tie-in or TV tie-in. And a novelization is a novel that was published after a film or a TV series was released. So it's a novel about a film. And for that I am going to read The Thing by Alan Dean Foster, which was a 1980s horror film. A movie tie-in or TV tie-in is a novel that was published at the same time the movie or premiered or the TV series premiered. So it's more of a publicity kind of thing than just a regular novel of a film or a TV series. So for that I am going to read Gladiator by Dewey Graham, and Gladiator was this huge big box office hit about this man who was a gladiator in Rome, in the Roman Empire. And the film was, I think it was, you could see this was a film from 2000 as I remember correctly, and it was with Russell Crowe, who was a big star back then, and it was directed by Ridley Scott. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, Mr. Scott. Then for the last week, we read magazines, or I am going to read magazines, and the choice is between a fan magazine or a film magazine. And for a fan magazine, I am going to read an issue of the Avengers magazine, the BBC Avengers, and not the American comic book series Avengers. But you can also, of course, read the Avengers, a comic or a magazine of the American Avengers. For this reading event as well, as there were Avengers films made as well. For a film magazine, I haven't made a final decision yet, but I think I am going to choose for something obscure, like for example Psychotronic Video Magazine or Shriek, the Monster Horror Magazine, or maybe I'll choose something else. But it's probably going to be something obscure. And the American Archive has a lot of film magazines you can choose from, which are free and available to borrow. So, they are free and available. Like I said, these prompts are just a guideline. They are absolutely not a must. If you want to participate with only one novel or non-fiction book or biography, then that's fine. But this is to give you an idea what's out there, film and film related books and non-fiction. So I hope you'll join us.
Now they'll be able to say movies now more than ever, forever.
Thank you.